But for Chelsea, if you go up, you get caught out. Sterling is quick. Sane is quick. Bring your wonder performance to the bridge. Yep, this is the big one, the big one, the big one, the big one. Guys, you know what it is. This is Manchester City against Chelsea. This is the first major clash of the season. City, of course, top of the table. Chelsea coming on that come up. I believe they're third, I believe, slip up against Burnley. This was the pivotal fixture last season. Remember, last season City were the team that everybody thought would win. We all thought Pep Guardiola would come at Walton and just win the league in his first season. But this was the game that changed everything, although it happened at the Etihad in the first fixture. Remember when De Bruyne missed from 2 inches out? It all changed the whole game. So that was what really changed everything. And this, even if this match is this early, this could again be a very pivotal fixture for how we think that the season is going to go. But then you've got the Manchester United, who are really in the mix. So you know, it's who knows, but still, it's still a very important tie based off how we think that the rest of the season is going to ride. So off the bat, Aguero, that's the major story. You already saw me pull my vidat earlier on. Car crash. Happy to hear that he's fine and his son is fine. Wow, you know. So again, remember, and now we're actually hearing more that where. He was actually, apparently, he was in a taxi and he was telling the dude to slow down. He didn't slow down, and then that's what happened. So thankfully, him and his son are safe. So look at, he's out for this game. He's going to be out for 2 months. So that's going to be a major blow for Man City, a major boost for Chelsea. So remember, Chelsea, they're coming in. Danny Drinkwater, I think he's still suffering from an injury, and David Luiz, he is serving a suspension, I believe a 3-game suspension. So for Chelsea, they will feel very happy that, you know what, we do not have to deal with Aguero in the game. So again, that takes the pressure off Cahill, Rudiger, and of course Azpilicueta. So again, it's still going to be tough for them against Jesus, Sane and Sterling, because those three players will be playing very well, especially Sterling and Sane, who have been in scoring form. But it is still something for them to give them a little boost of bam. Well, we don't have to go up against one of the most informed finishers in the Premier League. So again, for Chelsea, how do they approach this game? What do they go with? Boosts of beating Atletico away from home. I think for Chelsea, they should actually take a very similar approach to what they did against Atletico. But the only difference is that you're not playing a team who are far better attacking than Atletico were, because Chelsea could really get away with really pushing men forward like that against Atletico, because Atletico, they didn't have a striker and they're not a counter-attacking team and they don't have speed. But for Chelsea, if you go up, you get caught out. Sterling is quick. Sane is quick. What's it called? Jesus is quick. De Bruyne is one of the best deliverers of the pass there are in the Premier League. So I think for Chelsea, I would say a measured approach would be smart, but I do think that they need to be a bit brave in really going after City, because again, as good as City have been, that defense still looks a bit suspect, and I would like Hazard right up there in that number 10 position or outward, because I think for Hazard, that the ball has to be given to him and have to give him the instruction of like, do what you did against back in Wonder. Bring your Wonder performance to the bridge and go after these guys. Go into the middle. Go on the outside. Hold on to the ball. Try and dribble. Try and force the issue. Try and take men out. Go up against Otamendi. Go up against a John Stones and try and take them out of the game and create space. Because I think that Hazard will be very important, because I think that City defense against a Hazard that's coming after them is going to be, you know, a bit tricky. Let's switch over to Man City right now. So Aguero's out. Mendy's out as well. Again, I just saw his Twitter. He's going in for surgery, so hopefully that surgery turns out well for him. And Kompany's out. So that's huge. Hence why for City, Guardiola will know that defensively, let's try and shore things up. Because again, they're going away from home. I think that it's going to be very important for them to really keep the ball well. Their game is their game, and they can't change the game. They're always going to be offensive, attacking, and really throw men forward and really spread things out. But they just have to be very wary that they don't lose the ball in key positions. And positionally, they are very disciplined, because if they come out of position or they're indisciplined defensively, I think Hazard, Morata can really get that ass. But especially for going forward now, it's run up to the young boys now. because you do not have the predatory instincts of an Aguero. What you have are three very good young, well, Sterling, three youngsters who have excellent movements. So for City, the ball has to be played on the ground. So again, I think De Bruyne is going to be very important in this. De Bruyne picking up his positions, the right positions, either out wide or in the middle, and passing off the ball to a Jesus. So I think the mandate for City has to be make those runs, and Jesus will find you. Silva will find you. And Fernandinho has a huge job on his hands because he's got to hold down the midfield against Bakayoko and Kante, who are forming a formidable partnership in that center of the midfield. So again, switching over to Chelsea again. See, Chelsea have to go with an attacking lineup, but that doesn't mean that they have to attack. So by that I mean, but you say to yourself that stick with a winning team, because if it ain't broke, don't fix. And they put up a superb performance against Atletico. That was a top tactical performance. So I would say stick with those guys. I mean, obviously you can't play Luis because obviously he's injured. So apart from Luis, which is a change that is enforced upon you, keep with it. And I think Morata again is going to be huge. And I do think that ball over the top is going to be on. Because against a defense who aren't really proficient, I would say to Azpilicueta, man, try and find him. And I'll say to Morata, make those runs. Make those clever runs. Try and outsmart and outfox Otamendi, outfox John Stones, and just, cunningly get into those boxes. I think for Chelsea, I would really like them. It's difficult. I would say that the tendency is to attack. You have to attack because they can get a lot of joy against a defense I'm not sure of. But at the same time, they don't want to get caught out because Man City will counter them to serious devastation because this isn't Atletico. Hence why I say you can't take a completely similar approach to the Atletico because you're going up against a superb offensive team. A team who are they're the best offensive team in the Premier League because as good as Liverpool are, they've not been as efficient as City have been. The G's that City have scored have proven as much. But I definitely want them to keep getting balls to Morata. Short balls, but that long ball, that ball over the top. Let's test John Stones. Let's test Otamendi. Let's see what they can do up against the speed of Morata and his intelligent movements. So again, to City again, I think for them, it's going to be about you have to keep on being offensive. They can't sit back. Even if you don't have Aguero, that's not in their mandate. So the main thing is that the focus is on the defense. City will get chances in this game. They are too good. They move the ball too well. They're too insignificant to get chances. So Guardiola knows that we're going to create chances. But what I don't want is to be one goal down 10 minutes in. I don't want that because then that puts more pressure on my attack, puts more pressure on my young players. What I want is that we will attack, but let's just keep ourselves in the game. So I think the focus is defense because he knows that Jesus, Sterling, with their movements and their speed, they can cut in. They can find space. And he knows that De Bruyne will be able to thread beautiful balls through, but it's about Otamendi, it's about Stones, but this is the defenders being disciplined. I don't know whether you're going to roll in with a Danilo, although Kyle Walker is crap. No, he's not crap, but he's overrated. So City is going to be very important as to how they deal with Hazard, how they deal with Pedro, how they deal with Morata, who's been hacked. Because Morata is one of those strikes where he can be asleep for 50 minutes, 52nd minutes, boom, header, goal, 1-0. So the bridge. It's at the bridge. My first scoreline was 1-1. Even if I don't think the Aguero injury is going to... Because if Aguero was playing out of stock with a 1-1, and I would say Aguero would have probably gotten a G. Without him, I do see it 2-1 to Chelsea here. I do see it 2-1 to Chelsea. I think Chelsea, they're at home. They don't have any major injuries coming back. I think Hazard is really getting back to his best. Hazard is really dribbling and up to his maneuvering best. And I just look at that City defense, and that City attack is on point. The midfield is on point. I just look at that defense, and I do think that Chelsea will get that ball in dangerous areas, and I do think that Hazard will open that ass up. He'll open that ass up like a few times, And once that ass is opened up, I just think that, Chelsea will, ride. So I think it's going to be a fantastic game. I think it's going to be a beautiful game. I think this game is going to be hot. So again, watch for my post-match analysis straight after the game. Remember, guys, head over to the forum on Wednesday in the forum. Join up, sign up, log in. Remember to also subscribe, and to also watch my other video about the UFF app over there. To join the UFF app, subscribe. Head over to the UFF app. Peace!